On the escalator again.
Leave it alone.
What?
Comics.
What are you?
I'm Batman.
TV and movies. Wrestling. Music.
We are just getting started!
Finally, a podcast about things you actually care about, hosted by a couple of guys who actually care about those things too.
What? Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Maybe a little too much.
Yes, that's awesome.
The talented one, Chris Machete.
That no-talent ass clown became famous.
And Brenton, you know, that guy from your other favorite podcast.
I liked it. I was good at it.
So grab onto the handrail and don't let go.
There's a little boy caught the escalator!
This is the Kids on the Escalator podcast. Woo! Here's CM and BD.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
Hello.
The show has begun, and we're live.
How you doing?
I'm in Germany, hanging out.
Germany.
With some news. See, when I travel, sometimes I take pictures of things, and people, I put them on Instagram, and then I'll kind of tag the town. And by doing that, the Brenton on Tour podcast is doing well, but the Kids on the Escalator podcast is now number 31 in Latvia.
Wow.
We went up 100 positions. I was in Latvia the other day. Coincidentally, the Brenton on Tour podcast, number 2.
Wow, way to go.
For 2 days. We'll see.
It's okay. So anyways, Latvia's okay with us then, right?
Latvia's okay with us. It's they seem to enjoy the Brenton on Tour visit. So that's
what in Latvia. Yeah. I'm not familiar with Latvia food.
Oh, the Latvian people it's like a Russian kind of thing. So lots of meat and potatoes. It's just meat and you can get anything in these countries. And Dorothy, I'm still alive. So hi. I traveled to, and I went to Italy and I survived Italy. A bunch of Ukrainians
pizza there in Italy, right?
There.
Good news.
Oh man, I had some food. I had some food. Yeah, it was good. It's funny profiling the pizza. I almost don't want to go there and order it because you're like, I'm here and I'm white from Canada. Give me pizza, right? Yeah. It's like they go. I kind of go. I try to find, as I try to find all this amazing coffee around the world. But usually you have to find those in these little tiny towns, like the the little thing. And so they have great architecture there, and everything's really, really amazing. So usually when you find something like that, you can find a really good market, you can find a really good coffee, and I was able to do just that. This place here, look, is really cool. Look at that. So place had like gnocchi, like little like gnocchi, and they had like incredible coffee, and you don't here over there you get an espresso. If you Americanize it or North Americanize it and go, they just look at like on crack. So you have to kind of play by their thing. But anyways, traveling I like to tag those towns, and what happens is I tag the town, I'll take a picture, and then I guess they visit the Insta and then the other Instas. So hey, Kids on the Escalator moved up to the top 30 in Latvia. Kids on the Escalator.
I like that.
So there you go.
Is marijuana cannabis legal there in Latvia?
In Prague.
But not where you are, like
not in Latvia. I'm in Germany now. So
Germany, right? So
I'm in Germany.
Where they liked us,
yeah.
Where they liked us, was it legal there?
No, it wasn't. I didn't.
Sorry, friends.
I didn't see it around, anyways. But I mean,
is it legal in Germany?
Good question. I believe it is, but I'm staying out like an industrial part of town, so I don't even know where, like, if it is. I did take a picture for you though, which I meant to upload, of a place in Prague. And you would have been impressed with this walking around. I'll tell you that. I'm just going to find it here. 1 second.
Well, in the meantime, people say it's cold here, and that's a misconception. And people always say that Germany's still filled with Nazis. Did you? It's nice and.
I didn't see any Nazis.
There's no haters. Yeah, there you go. Right. So Canada's not cold all the time, and Germany is not filled with Nazis. So we get rid of those misconceptions.
We took those away. Took those away. So, I had it here. I'll find it another time. But anyways, there's a whole shop of just
was it nakedness?
Weed, and you name it.
Weed. Oh.
There was a lady yesterday in Italy when I was walking to that cafe who was on her porch naked, smoking a cigarette, I guess, and doing the laundry.
Okay.
So that's a thing. And it's hot. It was like 45 degrees. So good for her, you know. And that's
Awesome.
Italy. That's what's
All
going
right.
on over here. I remember taking Alex we went to when we were in Spain a couple years ago, and the kids went to Spain, and we went to the beach. And it's like it's just that's the way
Beauty
living
beach.
is, right? And
I thought you were gonna say I took him to the
to
laundromat to see the women, because apparently women do their laundry naked.
No, I didn't see that.
So everybody's like, "Hey guys, what
yeah.
you doing?" I'm heading down to the laundromat to see some naked women.
That's right. We're going to laundromat. But it's
everybody gets naked there.
Europe is such a great, like, especially this part of the world, like it's just so chill. Like it's it makes so like the North American rules seem so funny, because it's just like no one cares about boobies. Like no, like it's a thing, right? People are running around. It's just so funny. The German spas here, which is I discovered on my first time here, the German spa, you go down to the spa, you go for a swim in the pool, do the thing, hit the hot tub, fine, go to the sauna,
Everybody's naked again.
Yeah, it's like I don't think a lot of people know this, but most of the hotels, like most of they're unisex. So so everyone's just like the guys are changing with the girls, and like there's no like it's like the women and the men just change together and they go to swimming and they do it. So it's just very like whatever. It's very interesting if you've never been and you're kind of like
very casual.
It's very casual.
That's what I'm saying.
So
it sounds very casual.
It's very casual. So it was interesting. So I mean I'd love it over here. It's great anyways. But Italy was great. Pizza, obviously. Had some good pizza, had gnocchi, and I'm in Germany now, which is basically meat and potatoes again. So,
yeah, I'm not a big meat and potatoes guy.
That's
I just find actually I'm kind of right now. I find they're just so filling. I'm getting older and stuff, and I'm just like,
you wouldn't make it. You wouldn't make it here because you wouldn't make it in Germany because that's all they seem to have.
Big Russian potato diet.
Potatoes and another potato. Coincidentally, Kevin Smith, who this podcast was named after, that's how he lost all his weight after the heart attack.
Was just eating potatoes, or stopped eating potatoes?
He just ate potatoes for like a month.
Well, whatever works, right? You know what I mean?
Every meal was a potato. And so,
well, Henry Rollins lunch, 24/7, a handful of spinach for lunch
yesterday.
There you go.
Like Papa.
I would need a little more than that.
I've been traveling a bit, and I was talking earlier. I was on Dean's show a little bit earlier today because I threw this out there about how everyone's trying to blame Trudeau for the airports, and one of the guys from Spit and Chicklets, one of the hockey players, was like, "This is the fucking worst thing ever. Pearson's a piece of shit." Blah blah blah. So all the jocks pile on, and then everyone piles on and goes, "Yeah," and then they're like, "It's Trudeau's fault." It's like, listen, morons. Every single place is short-staffed and short everything. So I put this out, very to the point, not even a pro Trudeau tweet, and it was like, look at that lineup. It's the same ML line, and well, it went a little viral last night. And every time I refresh my phone, it's been retweeted 50 times, and I think it's up to almost 1,000. It's insane how fast that.
Yeah.
Remember the last time we went viral with something?
And
so I wait. My DMs are blowing up. All the Christians are coming after me, by the way, again. So it's kind of funny.
Yeah, I'm really tackling that in my comic book. I'm going to give the Christian.
It was pretty funny. So anyways, thanks to Dean for having me on, and nice little promo for Kids on the Escalator tonight. It was a fun chat to just kind of shoot the shit about traveling around the world and how messed up it is right now. But every industry is messed up right now.
Everybody's got to shake their fist at something. You know what I mean? You know what the funny thing is the government probably did something that we're not aware of that we should be mad about. So fuck, who cares? You know what I mean? They probably did something we're not aware of that all vented at towards them anyway. So what the hell?
Sure.
Like, look at the PC government.
That's for your new show, though.
Yeah, I know. But my wife showed me this video of the gentleman who runs the NDP party, right?
Yeah.
And he was talking about how Canadians can't afford to eat because of taxes, and he had to stop talking. The PPC party were laughing at him so hard. Stop. And then they got order, and he started talking again. He goes, "So I was just, you had to. You couldn't hear me because the PC party's laughing so hard at the fact that Canadians can't afford to eat, and it's so evident because here's what you see. So you go out. Sorry, it's so evident. Like I don't know why more citizens aren't noting on here. So when you go to Walmart, my parents pointed this out. One thing will be, look and see what that one thing is. It'll be something like Raisin Bran cereal that's on for a ridiculously low price. So Canadians are starting to learn that when something is on sale, you have to load up on it. You're not hoarding, but you need to get a few of them. Because when you come back, that $2 cereal is now going to be $5. Everything is being overpriced. Things are being overtaxed like gas right now. It's friggin' ridiculous. So people are starting to shop strategically, and that's smart. And I applaud you people who do that. I do something similar to that effect. Is strategically shop. And my wife and I know we have a list of things that we like to buy, and we know that are super cheap. But it's fine, because you'll see a bag of chips, a bag of Lay's chips for $5. Go to Walmart and you'll see like a bag similar to them, but maybe a no-name bag, same thing, and it's like $1.99. Who's spending $5 on a bag of chips, man? That's what I want to know. Like, wow.
I know. I only ever buy things that are on sale. Like when we go, my
this is my point. This is my
champion shopper, but I only buy stuff on sale usually.
Well, this is my point. You have to now. My point is that you don't. It's not like, hey man, I'm going to buy this because it's on. It's like your point is now going out. It's like a game. It's like those little tickets. What's on sale? Those, man, because that's going to be that used to be $5. It's $2 now. So you have to be smart. Everybody's being overtaxed on everything. The gas is ridiculous just to get there. And that's not. And furthermore to that, the guys and girls and people that are running Ontario right now are laughing at the fact that way. They laugh, and that little video, it's not a doctored video. It's not. It's like hundreds of thousands of views. The PC party laughed at the fact I have a tough time, just going out and buying whatever I want to buy. Do that. I have to make sure that that chicken's going to last me through the week. You know what I mean? Pay my other bills. There's other bills I have to pay. I'm catching up from COVID as well, right? Normal citizen, my friends, just a normal citizen.
Yeah.
And it is tough for all of us to do this. So,
what, Brent?
That's
why people
have gone on to. So we should be mad at the government for something. But screw you guys.
I'll always be mad at them. And the airport thing is like, it cracks me up because I'm like, hey, listen, maybe the airlines should pay more. Maybe it should cost. Maybe they should pay the guy with the luggage more, because right now the person that handles the luggage in minus 40-degree weather in Toronto Pearson can leave and go indoors in January and work at GM now for $20 an hour. Which one's he going to pick?
Yeah.
So
and how many people are going to quit over this? Over this overwork? Right. These rude customers.
Well, they've already quit.
People are just going to quit.
And people they like to blame it on mandates and COVID and all the bullshit, but it's not that. They got to pay more. It costs you $1,500 to fly from Vancouver to Newfoundland, and I can fly to Vegas for $125. Mm-hmm. So why can't we fly within our own country? Right? Cheaper than we can fly to Vegas or LA or New York. Yeah. And that's where it's like, maybe Air Canada should pay more. Maybe everyone should pay more, but they don't. So, hey, people. Anyways, that tweet went a little bit crazy, and that was kind of funny to do.
Right so it's good that we have something like Obi-Wan to distract us with, because it's spectacular. And you had a good tweet there about the parrot and the little Lola.
Oh my God! How great was that? So go ahead and start with
that was beautiful.
Oh, wasn't that a great story? That was the coolest thing.
So cool.
I have something else here too. Hold on, why don't you start the episode off? Because I've got
we start with back to tanks rivalry going on between Vader and Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
Obi-Wan. Vader, you should have killed. Kind of just just kind of emphasizing the hatred and animosity between the two of them, because Vader basically was crispy frying up Obi-Wan on top of a whole bunch of fire and coals, and then Obi-Wan's friend, I keep forgetting her name, I want to call her Lana, I don't think it's Lana though, Tana, something, she saves him, and so they're to tanks, boom, 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 and then Obi-Wan comes to, boom, and he just remembers what happened. Holy crap, Anakin's alive. He's now Darth Vader. He wants to kill me. Jeez Louise, what is going on? And we also found it was the issue, the one before where the head Inquisitor gets killed. Now, his species. All right. So before you fanboys start going, oh my God, they killed him off. That was it. That's it. He's not dead. Smarten up. There's even rumors about him becoming Snoke. So just stop. and Quit putting clickbait out there, saying stuff when you're just getting clickbait to start shit. Jerks, right? The guy's got 2 stomachs. The head Inquisitor is not dead. He's coming back. Rumor. All right, so let's put that to rest. So
he looks like Snoke.
Yeah, right. So it could be. You never know. Who knows? So Obi-Wan wakes up. We have little Princess Leia taken number 3, the female Inquisitor there, and she's badass, and she's the one, the head Inquisitor, but she just went through one of his stomachs. They have 2 stomachs, right? So
2 stomachs, people, 2 stomachs.
So the Inquisitor 3, little Leia, and she's
third sister.
Pardon me, the third sister.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the third Inquisitor. Is it third sister? Or is it just the third Inquisitor?
No, they called her the third sister. Whatever they call it.
Hey.
Yeah.
Ooh, I wonder if that's interesting.
Yeah. Interesting, right?
The other guy that's he's Asian underneath the makeup. He looks like that's not Wong, is it?
No, I don't think so.
No, thin double. Anyway, that guy's wicked, man. The way he holds his S's, it's so friggin' evil. So she's the third sister is still defying everyone, and Vader comes in, right? Oh my god! At the one point, but we'll get to that. So Obi-Wan has to find Leia. Leia is being inquisited by the third sister.
Yeah.
And she's just about to get tough with Leia. So Obi-Wan and her friend, is it Talos? What's her friend's name?
Tala,
right?
I believe so. I think it's Tala.
Yeah, so I thought there's so many times I thought believe she's hanging in there.
Yeah,
Good for her. I thought she was going to go. It'd be cool if her and Obi-Wan had a romance, and then we go flash forward, and the Emperor was lying to Rey all along, and Rey was really Obi-Wan, and this girl.
That'd be great.
He lies, right? He was tricking her, so she's real. Rey is his daughter. It was all just a ruse to keep her from finding out. But that'd be cool because if Obi-Wan and her kind of got together, right? Now that would fix a lot of things, which would be really, really decent. That's just my mind working there.
I love that plan.
It'd be pretty cool. So Obi-Wan has to find Leia. Leia's being inquisited. So Obi-Wan sends Tala in. She goes in straight up with her outfit on, trying to just sneak her way in broad daylight. Hey, here I am. Here's my card. She belittles a couple guards that are kind of ranked under her to get where she's going. And then Obi-Wan discovers in the Inquisitor castle, which they mentioned off the beginning. Yeah, it has all these Jedi in the base. I like the way Snoke was stuck, right? This is very familiar to The Mandalorian, right?
Yeah.
Excuse me. So
preserving Jedi.
Yeah. And that's a recognizable Jedi from the Clone Wars. I can't remember his name though.
Yeah, the little kid, kid that was
the little dude, man, the youngling, right?
Yeah.
Wow. So we could also, I was thinking that we could even find out a little bit about Grogu in here too, right? Wow, that'd be something. Imagine that if this ends off with a lead off into The Mandalorian with some kind of Grogu info. That'd be really decent.
It's interesting because I've heard that they've upped it, like re-upped it for a second season, because originally they were talking about it only being 1, but now I've heard that there's a second one that they've re-upped. So
good.
I mean, maybe they had a plan. The thing is, I think when they go into these things, they think that they're only going to get 1, so they write everything based on 1. But now they have to, hopefully they didn't let it all out of the bag because there's only like 2 episodes left.
So much more you can do, man. There's there's so much more you can do.
Yeah.
I could write so much. They haven't even scratched Yoda yet. Like, there's so much stuff to get into. But with Obi-Wan, Obi-Wan again, he could have a flashback back to when he was being trained. There's such a because his existence is huge, and what's been shown. Same with Vader, right? And the other one, Qui-Gon Jinn. The other we're discussing that would be really, really great when we were rewatching the early Clone Wars and stuff like that. Phantom Menace is Palpatine is still with he's still the second Sith as this movie's progressing, right? The clones. So he is still the second to Plagueis the Wise. And this is their plan because they created, one of them created, or the combined effort of them created Anakin to begin with. So when you once Palpatine gets elected with full control, that is when he goes back to, they don't show it, but this is when he goes back to his master, Plagueis the Wise. They celebrate, he gets him super drunk, and he kills him.
Right.
And then when we come back to the third one, Revenge of the Sith, this is totally different. There's all these different dark issues in there, and they came from Darth Plagueis' place. Now, another thing, a rumor about that, is that Darth Plagueis is in Revenge or Clone Wars. He's, we are with you 100%, Count. When he gets all those people together, he's the guy with the lead in there. So that is another avenue that they could go down, which would be
so many angles.
So there's so much one, right? So in this episode with Obi-Wan and his friend are now at this Inquisitor's palace, because it's like the shape of a triangle kind of thing. He's in the basement. She's in the top. They're trying to find Leia. Of course they do. But it looks like, after Obi-Wan finds all these other Jedi that are sealed, so it's going to be done. But Obi-Wan's powers are slowly coming back. They make it to the hangar bay, and then, of course, they're stopped there. And you're thinking, okay, this is it for them. Nope. 2 snow speeders come in, right, dude?
Yeah.
And one of them, takes out everybody. One of them picks up our heroes, takes off. The other one gets destroyed. And then after this, they get away. And after this is when Vader's so pissed off at the third sister, choking her and stuff. And she's like, no, wait, did it on purpose. There's a tracer on board. And then they go back to the ship. And sure enough, Lola is the tracer, Princess Leia's little toy. And that's where we end off.
This is like, coming back to this, this was such a cool Easter egg.
Yes.
And for people listening that aren't seeing this or whatever, but Carrie Fisher had a little bird named Lola when she was a kid, basically the same age as Vivian Lyra Blair, who plays. Yeah. And so the little droid that little Leia has, they've named her Lola. So it was kind of interesting because we talked about it. We touched on it a little bit on the first episode when we were talking about this, because one of the things, Grogu, and, you have this sort of feel good toy, the feel good little kid thing that they seem to be throwing into these things as whatever. So when Lola first appeared, I was like, okay, there's another little toy. And I didn't mean that out of disrespect.
The next little Apple speaker, right?
Totally. It's going to be totally rad. But it was more like, there's the, there is a point where it's all about the toys and the merchandise and then Spaceballs the movie, right? Like that kind of stuff, right? Where they try to, and so when Lola came out, I'm like, all right, okay, Grogu from The Mandalorian, everyone has their little thing, and Yoda from the original Star Wars, and now we got Lola. But to have it tie back into Princess Leia and Carrie Fisher actually having a little bird named Lola was the coolest thing, man.
I agree.
That's some deep dive shit right there. Someone had to go
that's a golden Easter egg, man. That's just not an Easter egg. That's a golden Easter egg.
And there was a quote from Ewan McGregor, and this was great about the first appearance of. Let's see if I can position myself to look like him. Because hold on a second.
There you go. That's close. Well, you've been working on it, haven't you?
Yeah. So I gotta do the. There we go. So a great quote from him about when Hayden Christensen first put on the suit. And he was like, why are there so many people here today? And Hayden walks out in the suit, and I was like, oh, of course, that's why everyone is here. Everyone is here to see this moment. I've never quite seen a crew react the way they reacted when Hayden Christensen came on set for the first time as Darth Vader. It was like one of the greatest moments on any film set I've ever seen. So that's a cool thing. But it's funny that it lends itself to what we talked about last week, where what is Hayden doing really? Because they've got 2 actors in the suit. They got an actor that's doing all the moves. They got another guy. So he's walking a bit.
and he's in the back to tank, right?
He's in the back to tank.
In the back to tank there.
That's what I was saying to you last week. I want more of that I want him out of the gear shit. I want like weightlifting Vader. Like I want.
I'm sure it's coming. You know what I mean? There's got to be. It's hard to call what they're gonna do, because they always end it with something that's pretty rad. What did they do with Boba Fett at the end?
That's so long.
Geez,
That
Grogu.
was,
Grogu
oh,
came
yeah.
and he decided to stay with the Mandalorian.
That's
right.
right.
Wow,
Stay
I
with
did
the
not
Mandalorian.
see that coming.
Yeah.
Luke was even in there. No, that was
Yeah.
wow. Okay, so
Yeah.
so I don't know what they're gonna do here. And again, they got two. Well, Princess Leia is taken care of, so we're probably that, I would think.
We didn't go, like we were predicting that this episode would take him to Luke, and it didn't happen.
No,
So I was watching it going, wow. So I mean, is the switch coming to Luke now, or are we going to get the Grand Inquisitor again come back? You know, and there's a whole because this
Oh
tension,
yeah, because he'd be following her.
yeah,
right?
and this tension between
But
this
is
tension
he
between
after her or is he after Obi-Wan?
well, he's pissed off.
I don't think he gives a
She's after Obi-Wan. He's not. He's going to be pissed
Who?
that she killed him. She's after Obi-Wan. The Grand
Yes.
Inquisitor wasn't really after Obi-Wan. He was just trying to round up Jedi.
Yes.
And he was like, get the fuck off the Obi-Wan thing. We're
No, I get
over it.
that. But did you also notice when the one guy was saying she needs to focus on this and nothing matters but Obi-Wan? Vader was like, she gets it. Okay.
Totally.
Did you catch that moment?
Yeah. And it's like, and then he's holding her up and he's like, you know, it's one of those, you failed me for the last time moments.
No, that's the point.
Yeah,
Or are they even gonna worry about Leia anymore? Like, because
I think so. No, I think they've spent a lot of time.
So maybe
with
we'll
her.
move on from Leia here, even though with Leia, I don't know what they'll do here, but yeah. So I focuses on from, but see, I got a sneaking suspicion that they have a lot more planned for this series. They're letting everybody know about. I wouldn't be surprised if this is going to be a Cliff Empire hang. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they make it look like Luke or something. You know, he's not, but I wouldn't be surprised if they make it look like that or something. Because I can't. This is, as I mentioned, this is too big of an awesome story.
A buddy of mine that I'm on tour with, who's well, his mind's, you know, I don't think he's aware of the two stomach thing, so he's falling into the other side of it, where he's kind of pissed off that the Inquisitor went, because he's like, you know, we know he's not going to kill Vader, so who's the big death going to be, right? Like, what's the big plot line going to be in this, and is it just about Obi-Wan, or is it all the rest of it? So it's going to be very interesting to see if the Inquisitor actually goes up there. Darth Vader puts them against each other. She tries to kill Darth Vader and Obi-Wan. There's a whole bunch of shit that they got to cover in 2 episodes. So I'm hoping that they're longer than 30 minutes.
When's he going to connect with Qui-Gon? Because that was the whole point of him going there, was to watch Luke connect with Qui-Gon. Yeah. So he's watching Luke. He keeps asking for Qui-Gon's help. So that'll be another
maybe the last episode will be like 2 hours. Maybe the last episode will be 2 hours or something.
It could. Could you imagine if you get that final battle between Obi-Wan and Anakin, and then that's when Qui-Gon taps in? Anakin.
It'd be great.
What the fuck, right? You know what I mean? Like, he could have Obi-Wan down and be just about to,
it depends if Liam Neeson.
It
depends if Liam Neeson's making one of those revenge movies. If he's not around.
Right? They can digitize him in a ghost.
I don't know what you're doing, but I'm gonna come get you and I'm gonna kill you.
They'll just ghost form him. It'll be fine.
Okay, so we got a new one. I mean, it's Monday night, so we got a couple days to the next one.
Yep.
I've got we may be able to pull off a second episode this week, because depending on my schedule, but I think if hopefully we can get on Thursday or Friday and actually review it and then set it up. I know we want to get Jimmy back on here. Mike wants to get back on here. Todd wants to come on here. We got a bunch of guys that want to talk about it. So I think we need to do a preview episode of the final one and then go from there. So,
and I was just going to mention, so we did the Star Wars thing there. We got Obi-Wan. Was great. So I just want to sidebar some Disney. So I guess it's Disney that did the newest Spider-Man, or is that all Sony?
I think Disney bought it, but it's Sony Pictures. It's kind of a weird combo.
So saw the new Spider-Man.
Yeah, I'm with you.
After everything that our new Spider-Man here has been, the sacrifice that Tony Stark had to go back and do because of them not taking care of Thanos in the first place. So Spider-Man gets all these villains in his universe, and he doesn't want to send them back. So help all you guys. No. Why don't you try and get them out of your universe so they don't kill? What is the motive? I don't get this.
Yeah.
So this Tom Holland Spider-Man has not learned anything. And it was cute when it was with all the other Spider funny, but it was like a Saturday Night Live skit to me. Did you get the vibe that when all the three Spider-Man were together, it was just like,
yeah, I
75.
mean, it totally was. It was like that, and it was very actually. Andrew Garfield's appearance wasn't as unpredictable to me as others would say, because when the circle happened and then he came in, everyone in the theater is like freaking out. Like Alex was freaking out, and everyone was going on. But I'm like, yeah, well, I mean, it's not really a surprise because it's been sort of like,
no,
they've been touching on these dimensions since Doctor Strange. They've been touching on all these things, so naturally things would happen. I don't know how I felt. I mean, I like the Spider. I like this kid, this Tom Holland kid. I told you before, I kind of liked the first movie that they did, and
all
the
writing
rest,
in this one. That my problem was, as always, it's
and
always
I really just didn't. But they set up the new Venom out of this again, right?
But then
There was
they
a little bit of
didn't.
a Venom thing in it.
So
Yeah,
they flashed Venom,
they left
and then they flashed him to another.
And then he was in another universe in a bar somewhere at the end, and it was very confusing.
They just pissed on her, made the other cutscene of Venom non-meaningful of any.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Remember when Venom saw J. Jonah Jameson and then saw Spider-Man? And he licked the screen, so that doesn't matter anymore. Which I thought was like one of the coolest things of that movie. I just watched Venom 2 again. Tried to get through it. I couldn't. Just watching that again. So they need some help, man. I know it's me. I think these guys need some help with the other movies. I don't know what motivation was behind that Peter Parker and how he was going to play God. I don't get that. After watching what happens when you play God, the whole devastation of the snap should have been, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to get these guys out of here. Like, immediately, we are going to get these guys, however they got here, whatever. Screw helping them. Get them out of here. Send them. I don't care. Just send them back. They will find their way from where they land. Get them out of here. That's ridiculous.
Did you watch Doctor Strange yet?
They launched.
Did you watch Doctor Strange?
No, I'm looking forward to it. You've seen it, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be. Is it a little more intelligent, or is it just like, give me you don't just yes or no? Is it more intelligent, or is it just the same kind of?
It's funny because I'm not a Doctor Strange guy. I'm not a Doctor Strange fan.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I don't mean that because it's just one of the characters that I'm just like, I'm not feeling it. So I just, and so I went in, let's see this thing, and out of Wanda, it was like, cool. They're gonna try to connect all this stuff. I think you'll like it. I think my feeling on it was that there was way more deep Marvel stuff in there that I'm even aware of. So I think you'll dig it.
Was it more Sherlock Holmes? You know what I'm saying? Like that's
yes,
I thought Spider-Man was a great big Scooby-Doo episode. It was just.
This wasn't too different. There was some. What's his sidekick and what's Doctor Strange's sidekick from the island there? Yeah, he was a little bit more animated, like a Scooby-Doo. He was a little bit more like a Scooby-Doo character.
The comedy relief guy. They were using him like that stuff.
There was a bit of that. The Wanda thing, was tied in. But I was kind of like myself. I was like 10-15 minutes in going, whew. And then I had to kind of take a step back because it's Sam Raimi. And I was like, right, I have to look at this from a different perspective because he's the zombie guy and he's the this and that. And so he's going to bring a different take to Doctor Strange than I might not normally, understand. So I think looking back on it now, I think Raimi made a really good Doctor Strange movie. I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
So I think you'll dig it.
Well, I think
you like zombies, and there's a dark undertone to the movie. It's way more.
Because I know
restricted.
Dark Strange. Yeah, I know all about Dark Strange. Here's the other thing: is that is the dude Patrick Stewart, Professor X.
Yeah.
See, that's huge right there. Right, that's a game changer. Spider-Man: No Way Home was like, okay, these guys are.
Have you read anything about Doctor Strange?
No, I as I mentioned, I don't watch or read any other. I find I'll see little things.
There's a couple things in there that your head's gonna explode and you're gonna love. So
I bet.
Yeah. And the Professor X thing is really cool, and there's some stuff there that you're gonna dig. I wasn't feeling it at first. I had to take a second look at it because I'm not as deep in as you are. But I liked it better than Spider-Man. So there you go.
Cool. Man, it was my wife and my anniversary, and we had some amazing barbecue from Smoke and Barrel up the road, dude. Like they make the barbecue, you can see through the window them like barbecuing the ribs and everything.
Amazing.
Fantastic. So when we watched that movie, we were both like, oh man. It's like, damn. But
happy anniversary to the both of you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. And I was like, I think we've been married 16 years now or something.
Yeah.
We thought it was 12. We got all mixed up and stuff. Doing our taxes and whatnot, right?
Well, I've been in Vancouver for 17. And you guys got married right after I moved there. So maybe like 16 years. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, right? So I still got to see Doctor Strange, which is cool. I will see that. And Obi-Wan's looking really good. I gotta watch The Boys as well.
Gotta watch The Boys. There's some it's a blast so far. But highly more political. Way more political than yeah. I mean, it's a bit more like what's going on in the world right now, but it's very smart.
Oh, cool. Well,
it's very
smart. I will check it out.
I think you're gonna dig. All right, it's time. The NHL playoffs are here, and we finally got our two teams. So here we go.
Yeah. Nice. And my money's on the Avalanche just because Corey Perry's on the Lightning. I think he's gonna jinx it, and that's it.
Corey Perry, 3 years in a row. This guy.
Yeah.
It's an interesting. I got two sides to this thing because I did pick Colorado originally to be in the final.
Too. Yeah.
So, and I had Colorado, Florida. I'd have to look back. I thought it was Colorado, Florida, or Colorado Islanders, but I think it was Colorado, Florida that we had. So we do have a Florida team in there, but I had the Panthers. I didn't have the Lightning. Man, this is going to be something because Cale Makar. What a defenseman this kid is. And Nathan McKinnon, people talk about Connor McDavid. Sure. Best player in the world, all the rest of it. But if I'm building a team right now, it's Nathan McKinnon all day. And I love that kid, man.
I think he wants it more than any player who's got a helmet right now. You know what I mean?
His quote the other day, what was his quote? His quote, I've been in the league 9 years and I haven't won shit. That was his quote.
Yeah, I love that. That's a great attitude to have in a competitive where you're getting paid millions of dollars, man. Exactly. That's right, man. That's the guy. Then you're on my team. That's the guy I want on my team. I don't want the,
I gotta tell you though, I mean, if Tampa won, I wouldn't care. And it wouldn't sadden me because I do love the legacy thing. And I think that we grew up on a legacy with the Islanders winning 5 cups and the Oilers winning 4 cups and the Red Wings winning so much. That in this cap era right now is very tough to have a team repeat. So they've won 2 in a row. Pittsburgh won 2 in a row. Chicago had 3 out of 6 years. So I think it would be awesome to see them win a third because I really like Steven Stamkos a lot. And
I like the fact that too, because it pisses me off when they don't touch the trophy when they win. What's that called? The President's Trophy? No, what's that called?
Yeah. It's the President's Trophy. Yeah.
Okay, I hate it when they don't touch it.
Well, it's a whole thing.
Oh, I know it is. It's super stuff. It's like, touch it. And these guys did.
This is an interesting point that was made today. Pat Maroon. Patrick Maroon has been the captain or has been the center on St. Louis and now Tampa twice. And every time he picks a team, they win the Stanley Cup. So there's this Gretzky to Pat Maroon comparison. Obviously, it's not going to be stat-wise, but leadership-wise. So if he wins a third, that guy's got to go down as one of the best. He's won a Stanley Cup 3, So this idea of 3 in a row is definitely appealing to me. I really don't care who wins. I think I didn't like Tampa coming into this because I thought they really struggled and I thought their time was up. But the fact that they got through the Rangers and they still have Vasilevsky, man, I don't know, man, if this is I think this is gonna go 7 games.
Yeah, it should be good. I don't really care who wins either, but it should be good.
But I think with Kadri being it, that's going to hurt them. So,
he and somebody else is apparently still a game time decision, man, when they start here. So Kadri's close.
Yeah. So I'm going to go Colorado in 7. I got Makar with a game-winning goal in some capacity.
Wow.
Whether a 1-0 game. And McKinnon, I think, is going to show what he's all about in this thing. I think you're going to see him comparable to McDavid. I don't think they're going to rout them, but I think you're going to see Colorado do finally in 7. That's what I got. That's what I got.
I think it's gonna be Colorado in 6.
You got Colorado in 6.
Colorado in 6, yeah.
Okay. There it is. You heard it here on the number 30 podcast in Latvia.
Yeah. And Latvia likes hockey. Latvia
absolutely. I'm in an arena. We're playing a festival state, but it's attached to an arena. There's a hockey team that plays here, so that's kind of cool. Mm-hmm. So they got a
Char's from Latvia, isn't he?
I think so.
Char from, or is he
or Slovakian? One of those.
Slovakian.
Possibly.
Yep, yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe we'll try to come back this week if I can get another thing and we can review again.
Great idea.
We'll get the panel together with the fellas. We got a lot of people that want to come on and talk about this, including Dean, Todd, Mike, Jimmy. All of them want to come on. Chris from Hate Breed wants to come on, and we're just trying to fit them all in and line the schedules up so we could have one of those monster shows again. So stand by, everybody. Mm-hmm. Lots ahead. That's Chris Machete. What do you got coming? What do you got coming up, dude?
Oh, I'm working on a lot of stuff. I'm just playing the waiting game. I'm in neutral. What do they call that? I forget the term for it when you hit a. Anyway, I'm in neutral right now, and it's driving me nuts. I'm waiting on 3 different things to be okayed, and this
standby. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a word for it. I can't remember what's transitional period right now. Things are transitioning. I got 3 things in transition right now, so I'm waiting to get back to confirmation. Actually, I got confirmation on one of them, so that feels good, but I haven't read the email yet, so actually that'll be a good one. So things are...
And stand by for the launch of Chris's new show as well. Got a brand new show.
Oh, yes, and I got lots of work on that, man. Kingston's got a whole bunch of stuff that I'm going to be investigating, and I can go right and investigate it, which is great. And then I'm moving up the road to Montreal to to mind control. Wow, that's going to be great. Well, that's huge, because it starts off what I'm going to be studying, or what I'm going to be showing you, the MK Ultra, is at the beginning of the story from Stranger Things. So we're going to,
very cool.
We're going to relate to Stranger Things in my episode of the Cult of Machete. So it's going to be good, man. And that MK Ultra goes deep. They just stopped doing it. Or did they?
Jury's out.
Yeah.
You can see us at kidsontheescalator.com. We haven't talked about it in a couple of weeks, but kidsontheescalator.com, all the episodes, everything you need is right there. Go visit us. All past episodes, everything you need is right there on all the things that we do. Couple episodes left before we're going to break for the summer, because we do that August break. So we'll be able to wrap up Obi-Wan. Should be able to wrap up the boys before we break, and we'll have a Stanley Cup champion before we break. So a few things to get to before that happens. So anyways, friends, I am Brent from the Brent Nunturer podcast. That is Chris Machete over there from the very, very soon Cult of Machete podcast.
Yep.
And we are the Kids on the Escalator podcast on the Dean Blundell Network. Thanks to them for having us. Thanks to you for listening. Good times.
Rad dudes.
All right, everybody. Enjoy your night.
Party on. Excellent.
Yes.